Are you ready for some football? Hey guys, it's Coach Ed here, and thank you to all you amazing fans for tuning in today. Welcome to my lounge. This is Coach Ed's Amazing World of Sports. Now, today I'm bringing to you a series called The 10 Strong New York Giants. Now, this is about a positional breakdown, and what I've done is I've grouped the positions and broken them into segments, 10 different segments. Now, the one segment I'm not going to include is special teams. You know, I can talk about that a little bit separately on a different segment. But in terms of the 10 strong, they're going to be the quarterbacks, the running backs, the offensive line, tight ends, wide receivers, and that's the offensive side of the ball. Defense is going to be the defensive line, edge rushers, linebackers, cornerbacks, and safeties. So that gives you your 10 right there. Um, I'm going to break down the players themselves, give a little bit of their stats, a little bit of, their physical attributes, if you want to say, and what do I think is going to happen with the positions? Who's going to be the starter? Who's going to make the team? Who's going to be the starter, the backup? Who's going to get cut? Those are what I'm that this is what I'm going to bring to you and discuss with you. Now, the first one is the number one position group on the team. It's the quarterbacks. Now, I'm only going to talk about three of them. Anybody else who's, on the team is going to be just how I look at it is they're just going to be practice bodies. Now, the three I'm going to talk about is Daniel Jones, Tyrod Taylor, and Davis Webb. Now, I'm going to start out with Daniel Jones. Now, he's garnered a lot of hate, dare I say, as opposed to, and also love. There are a lot of people who hate him, and there's a lot of people who love him. There's some that are in the middle. They want to see him do well, but they're also real. And we're going to start out in talking about Daniel Jones stands at 6'5", 221 pounds. Now, for his career, it's a small sample size or a small career, let me say that. He's thrown the ball 1,268 times for a completion of 796 yards. That's a completion rate of 62.8%. Now, the yardage he's amassed is 8,398 yards, 45 touchdowns, and 29 interceptions. Now, he's also rushed for 1,000 yards with 5 touchdowns. So that's added to, his total. In terms of fumbles, he has 36 total, and he's lost 20. He's been sacked 105 times, and the yardage is 741 yards. Now, if you look at that, there's some good there, but there's also some bad there. Some of the bad is on him, but some of the bad is also what's around him. It's not completely him. So there is some talent there with Daniel Jones. Good size, um, fairly decent arm, strong, can make all the throws. I'm not saying he has a cannon or a Josh Allen arm, but, he can definitely get the ball there with some zip. So at 6'5", he can definitely see over the line. You don't have to create alleys for him all the time to see. He's not like a Drew Brees having to step on his toes. Now, in terms of the fumbles, in my coaching career, I've always said when it comes to turnover and offensively, don't throw away the money. The ball is the money. So interceptions and fumbles are a big thing, with me. I look at it as, he's had a total of, 49 total turnovers. You can't do that, especially in a short career that he's had. That's big. But I also factor in sometimes. Oh, I also factor in the sacks. 105 sacks, literally over what 3 years. You do the math. That's a lot. That's a lot of sacks for any one man to be getting year after year. As a former player, I loved hitting quarterbacks and I loved getting sacks. We had the master here of creating that the sack fumble, which was LT, and everyone basically jumped on it from there and followed suit. So when you think about that, that creates a level of distrust in the quarterback with his line. They won't come out and say it, but it does. You worry about, is he going to make the block? You're looking at, who's on the other side of the ball, who's coming, are your guys going to be able to give you the protection to get your ball to your playmakers? It creates a level of panic. You hit a quarterback constantly, he's gunshot. And this is some of the things that I've seen with Daniel Jones, and I think, is a key factor into, some of his poor play. The next I want to talk about is Tyrod Taylor. Taylor stands at 6 feet, a little bit over 6 feet, and 217 pounds. Now he's thrown the ball 1,542 times for 946 yards at a completion rate of 61.3. He's totaled 10,736 yards for 59 touchdowns, 25 interceptions. He's also rushed the ball 2,000 times for 19 touchdowns. He's had 23 fumbles with 5 loss. He's been sacked 157 times for 894 yards, and that's regular season. His playoffs are 37 attempts for 17 completions for a percentage of 45.9, 134 in yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, 27 rushing yards with no touchdowns, 2 sacks for 15 yards lost in sacks. So when you look at the numbers, I mean, Taylor's been around a lot longer. He's a veteran. To me, they're really not that far off based on, how far in terms of their years within the league, roughly 250 yards in terms of completions and attempts. The percentage is roughly about 12 and a half, maybe 13 percentage points differential. The key point is the turnovers. Taylor has lost basically 30 turnovers. Jones has had 29 interceptions. That's pretty much the same just in that one category. So if you add in the fumbles, which is why that's a big factor, which is why Jones has to do well in protecting the ball. That's why Taylor is a veteran. He knows how to protect the ball, and make the right plays. Now, in terms of Davis Webb is 6'4", 229 pounds, but he has no NFL stats. His last stats derived were from college when he was at Cal. So I'm not even going to go into that. The bottom line is, other than preseason, he hasn't had any opportunity. I mean, he was drafted by the Giants, but when he was drafted, Eli Manning was here. So he pretty much wasn't going to get an opportunity to go on the field and earn stats. And, as he's jumped around, he hasn't had the opportunity to, get the opportunity to go out there and play in the regular season. So now when I look at these three, I think Davis Webb is, if the Giants keep 3 quarterbacks, he's going to be the 3rd string quarterback. But I don't foresee that. I think he's going to end up getting cut, and if he's not picked up, he's going to get on the practice squad. He's a smart guy. He knows the system. He will do well in talking and coaching up the other guys. I mean, I pencil him to actually end up being a coach somewhere down the line. So this is a good opportunity for him. Break down film, look at the film, talk to the guys about what he sees. His analysis of the upcoming opponent. To help the team be better. Now it comes down to Jones and Taylor. This is, like I said initially, this is Jones' job to lose in a sense. He has to go out there and he has to produce. As long as he doesn't wet the bed, I think he's going to have a fair opportunity to, lead the team and continue to develop and hopefully be a very productive quarterback and protect that ball. Now I did see a story where Keyshawn Johnson spoke about, Taylor taking over for Daniel Jones probably by week 5 or 6. Again, I don't foresee that happening. I mean, if that happens, Taylor can definitely lead the team. And I would hope he does a good job, but that will also indicate to me that more than likely we're going to be drafting a quarterback in 2023. But in terms of this upcoming season, I think it's Daniel Jones' job to lose. And as long as he doesn't panic and the offensive line does well in protecting him and he feels the rush and steps up into the pocket when necessary or slides through. And if he's running downfield, getting down and not taking unnecessary hits, I think he will be fine. I think he'll do well getting the ball to, his skill guys, even if it's just a dump off or getting it to your safety valve. Will we try and get the ball downfield? Of course. I do think we have the playmakers for that, and that will help Jones. But I think he's going to be coached up enough to get the ball to the safety valves and let them do the work. And that's also another factor, the coaching staff. I think the quarterback coach, Kafka, as the OC, what he did in helping Mahomes become the quarterback he is, and also Dable. Both of those guys have helped, elite quarterbacks be productive in this league. So, I definitely think that, Daniel Jones has the coaches around him to help him be a better quarterback. So, that's how I see it. If you guys think otherwise, please comment. Do you agree with me? Do you see it a different way? Do you have any other suggestions? You think someone is going to be brought in here out of the blue, to end up, taking the lead? What are your thoughts? Definitely let me know. I really appreciate you guys again turning in. Do me a favor and hit the like and subscribe button. I'll also share it on all your social media platforms. Help me grow this channel to become one of the better programs that is out there. If you have any suggestions, for any shows or any ideas, please let me know. Put it in the comments, check for the email, send the email to me, whatever you need to do. Hit me on Twitter. You can definitely hit me there. I'm always on there. There are many different ways that you can reach out to me. Let me know what you're thinking, and I appreciate it. To the members of the Big Blue Crew, thank you for everything that you guys do. You guys are amazing. You guys inspire me, and I hope I can continue to grow and do a better job. Not only with contact, but with the programming, the design, the editing, all of that. You guys do a great job in helping me and coaching me up per se. So again, thank you all. I love you all, every last one of you, amazing fans, Big Blue Crew. Without you, I wouldn't be here trying to do this. So thank you again. I look forward to the next episode here in the lounge, and I hope you guys had a great time in the lounge. And in sports, like I always say, make sure you turn it on and turn it up. Y'all be safe and peace.